As she stepped out of her luxurious bedroom, 21-year-old Jasmine stretched her arms, expecting the world to cater to her every whim. And it usually did. Her mother, a wealthy businesswoman, had always been more of a doting enabler than a parent. From designer clothes to expensive vacations, Jasmine's every request was granted without question. Her mother, Rachel, would often say, "You're the only family I have left, sweetie. You deserve the best." And so, she lavished Jasmine with gifts, attention, and freedom. Jasmine grew up believing the world revolved around her, and she loved every minute of it. But life had other plans. One fateful evening, Rachel's car skidded off the road and crashed, leaving Jasmine shattered. The news of her mother's passing hit her like a ton of bricks. She was the sole beneficiary of Rachel's vast fortune, but the wealth meant nothing without the one person who had always been there to grant her wishes. In the aftermath of the accident, Jasmine found herself alone, struggling to cope with the loss and the harsh realities of life. Simple tasks like cooking, cleaning, and managing finances became daunting challenges. She had to navigate the complexities of probate, dealing with lawyers and bankers who seemed more interested in her wealth than her well-being. At first, Jasmine felt like she was drowning. She would often find herself reaching for her phone to call her mother, only to remember she was gone. The grief was overwhelming, and she began to question her own identity. Who was she without her mother's influence and support? But as the days turned into weeks, Jasmine slowly began to find her footing. She started taking small steps, learning to cook simple meals, managing her finances, and even landing a part-time job at a local boutique. The work was hard, but it gave her a sense of purpose. As she faced each challenge head-on, Jasmine discovered a strength she never knew she had. She started reconnecting with old friends who had been pushed away due to her mother's overindulgence. They stood by her, offering support and encouragement. With time, Jasmine's confidence grew. She enrolled in college, determined to make a name for herself outside of her family's wealth. She faced setbacks, of course, but she persevered, drawing on the resilience she had developed in the darkest days. A year passed, and Jasmine stood tall, her eyes gleaming with a newfound sense of self-worth. She had transformed from a spoiled girl to a strong, capable woman. The weight of her grief still lingered, but it no longer defined her. She knew her mother would want her to be happy, to live life on her own terms. Jasmine's journey was far from easy, but it was hers. She had learned to appreciate the value of hard work, the beauty of simplicity, and the strength that lay within her. As she looked to the future, she knew that no matter what life threw her way, she would face it head-on, alone but not afraid.